What do you do anyway?
I'm a writer, I guess.
Yes, don't you know?
You get 2 sheets every Saturday. You put the clean sheet in the top sheet in the bottom sheet you turn in the laundry board. Any man turns in the wrong sheet spends the night in the box. Which no one will sit in the bunks with dirty pants on. Any man with dirty pants on sitting on the bunk spends the night in the box. Any man don't bring back his empty pop bottle spends the night in the box. Any man loud talking spends the night in the box.
I love that intro, but it's actually the second best line in that movie because the first one, ain't nobody can eat no 50 eggs. Ain't nobody. Cool Hand Luke reference. If you haven't never seen it, your parents didn't treat you right. Go watch the movie Cool Hand Luke. I've got her. Love having her on. She is Alysen Nesse. Alysen, how are you? And you're muted.
I'm doing well, Al. How are you?
Cool Hand Luke fan. Have you ever seen the movie? You might be off the wrong age limit to have watched it. Have you seen it?
No, I have seen it. Yes,
Great
my
movie.
parents raised me right. So
See, that's exactly right. I did mess up. I couldn't. I found out. This is probably wrong to share at Thanksgiving that I hadn't sat with my kids through Caddyshack.
oh, that is embarrassing.
And it's like, it is. As a dad, they could take my card away. I found that out. I'm like, okay, I'm going to make the list of all movies, and every time you come over, we're watching one of them, and Caddyshack is going to be one of them. That's on me.
Yeah,
I don't know why we started.
I was gonna say I've seen it many times.
Yeah, well, it's the greatest golf movie ever. Alysen, you are in such a bad spot today.
Oh,
You will either push me over the cliff or you're going to bring me back to some sanity because at this moment, as I bring you on this program, I am right there. I am so upset. And it's only been, 7 days, 8 days? You were at the Capitol on Tuesday, right? You were there for the opening ceremonies? It sounds like the Olympics. But you were there Tuesday?
I was there Tuesday. Yep.
And I watched what I could watch. I saw much more of the Hoffman coming up the grand stair. I love that entry. I love the speech.
It was wonderful.
Did it remind you? You're a movie. Star Wars, after they saved the planet and they went up to get the award for saving the fuzzy people. Yeah, that's what it was like. And all you need is a timpani drum. Oh, I loved it. And I loved his speech. So I was feeling pretty good. You didn't get to see as much of the Hortman tribute. And I presume that was because it was privater. And that was fine. But I heard a lot of people on all sides loved this woman. And there was this kumbaya thing.
There was.
So this is good. You believe it? Okay. And then
it was really nice.
But then by 4:30, they went to whatever, the Chamber of Commerce, whatever, and the team split sides, right? It was over 4.5 hours later.
I mean, I
Come on.
don't know quite. The chamber dinner, it's the first night of session every single year. But they do a panel of all the leaders, and even that was a bit lighter than it has been in years past.
Okay.
I didn't think it was super partisan.
Would you say by the first thing the next morning it was over? When the Dems came out with their 11 proposals for ICE and the Republicans came out with whatever they had for the fraud, neither one had one or the other on the topics, even though these are the two top topics of the state.
Yeah. Well, yes. When the DFL in the House had the gavel this week, and they have the gavel every committee hearing in the Senate, they focused all of their bills on the impacts of ICE and Operation Metro Surge on whether it be businesses, schools, housing, etc. And then when the GOP had the gavel, they focused on fraud. So, but they are the two hottest topics, and it is an election year. So.
Yeah, the election year is this is where we go over the top for me. So today in the paper, and I was in earlier, it was off now by the time I got it. An hour later, it's not on there, but I'm sure it's buried somewhere in the Star Trip. The guy, I'm not going to get his name, but the program integrity director, what's his name? Johnson? O'Malley guy.
O'Malley, yeah.
Yeah. All right, he came out with his 57-page report, and he handed it in, and he said, if you want to meet with me, I'll meet with you, but basically I did what you asked me to do. So he had a 57-page report. This is a shocker to me. It said the state fails to hold people accountable in the systems that we have.
Yeah.
Alysen, I could have wrote that report. I don't know what he made. I could have said the same thing. Here's the other thing he said. This is what, I don't know, the OIG bill didn't go anywhere, right? I mean, it hadn't. They brought it up. We'll discuss.
Not on week one. No, it has not gone through the process.
Now, putting OIG in your head, so I'm leading the witness, a little Freudian here. Here is the Program Integrity's director's suggestion. We need to come up with an independent statewide monitor of our program. What would you call an independent statewide monitor, Alysen?
I might call it an Office of Inspector General.
You might, but for some reason that's got a bad name.
That. Yeah.
I'm going to call them the Independent Statewide ISW, the ISM, because Independent Statewide Monitor would be so much better than OIG. So we're playing games, Alysen. So now you have Optum comes out and says and this is the guys they paid $2 million. Government paid $2 million to do a thing. They came out and said we'd save $1.7 billion if we followed our rules. Shocker. And now this guy we paid comes out and says we got to hold people accountable with our rules. And yet, Alysen, the Office of Inspector General, after 9 months of the crappiest nationwide advertising we could ever get in the state of Minnesota, we can't pass an OIG bill. Nothing will get done. Tell me nothing's going to get done in this session if we can't pass that bill.
Well, we can't pass it the way that it was done week one. We can pass
Explain
it.
why that is. Explain why that is. Because a poison pill was put in, right? This thing that no one would go for.
A poison pill, but they brought it up on the floor. It has to start in a committee. It has to be co-debated with its Senate counterpart. There is a process. There are people involved, but this was more of a statement, not an actual proposal.
Fine. But why would one do that? We're this close, and for folks on the radio, I'm holding my fingers very close. We're this close to getting this thing passed 9 months ago. The 9 months of what we've seen on TV across the nation doesn't change one mind to say, may not be the perfect bill. We can massage this later, but let's pass it so Al Travis's and people like Alice can say, something got done. Good for us.
I'm still hopeful that something's going to get done on this, but I do not on week one, baby.
You do believe something will get done?
I do. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to go to break, but okay. But I want to bring one more thing up first because you're a numbers gal. You follow this stuff. You pay attention. Today, from Lemaris Research, a poll came out, and it's stunning to me, quite frankly. Nearly 6 in 10 Minnesota adults say the state is heading in the wrong direction. That's all of them. Republicans obviously more than even the Democrats, but when you're all in, a majority, they're talking 19% think we're doing okay. That should, in any other place in America, get the Democrats to be very scared, seeing how they're running everything, right? Would that not panic Democrats to say, ooh, wait a minute, 60% in Minnesota? This is 50-50 state when the Republicans are doing their best.
When I got to see the poll because sometimes.
See, you're a poll. You'll go down the tabs and stuff.
I will go down the tabs because with everything that's been happening at the federal level in Minnesota, if you ask a Democrat, is the state headed in the right direction? They might say no.
Well, it says here for Democrats, lean Democrat or Democrat, 41% say wrong direction, 29 aren't sure, and then 28 are saying the right direction. My point is that should scare somebody. You go tab it. You go do. You see, people like you, and God love you. You'll go to figure that out. You'll find out right-handed, left-winging Democrat. You'll figure that out. I don't have time for that. I'm just telling you that 60% is interesting to me because it means Al's in the majority in my feelings. This is cray-cray. And let's just go with the gal from the Department of Human Services. Gandhi?
Yes.
Shannon
Commissioner
Gandhi.
Gandhi.
Yeah, I don't remember her first name. Commissioner Gandhi. She was the assistant commissioner for years. She's the fill-in commissioner for the last year. Would not have known her name except I watched her at one of the committee hearings, the one where the OLA came out and said, yeah, and some of your people, not one, but some just made up stuff. They did it afterwards. They falsified information to make things. This was told to her face. And she said, I'll have to look into that. That was her reaction. What this tells me that the governor today or yesterday announced that she is now in charge. She got a raise. She's now the actual person. Alysen, doesn't that tell you nothing, that no one wants anything to change? This woman didn't fire the people who falsified information under her name.
Someone did get fired. Someone pretty big did get fired. So
Who got fired?
I will say that.
The guy before he went to head of the committee? Is that guy?
I mean, he was relieved. And that's,
Okay.
So like
the day he was supposed to talk in front of the committee. But my point is, okay, we have many people falsifying papers. That was according to AUL. None of those people got let go.
No, I can't defend what's been going on in DHS. I do know that it's a really challenging place to work. And I said this to you before we hopped on. I don't know who else would want that job, knowing that the governor's done in 8 months as well.
See, but isn't this the opportunity for the governor? Free advice from me. Alysen will agree, but you won't want to take the AA team. That's what we should be. Go in there, fix these people. The governor's not going to run again.
He is not.
The governor could really do a lot of polishing to his reputation by actually grabbing this by the horns. My Optum group said this. My independent integrity program director said this. AOL said this. You know what? I'm cleaning this house. Don't worry about whoever you hire on as the next governor. If Republican, I don't care. It'll be clean when they get here. Could he not do that?
He could try, but it's really hard to make changes like that when you're a lame duck. And then the legislature is just coming at you every day. That's a bipartisan thing happening at the legislature right now in the Human Services Committee.
Well, they're all taking like, what? Okay. Okay, I got to go right. You bring up the Services Committee. We'll talk about that, what happened yesterday. I love having you on, but I'm still on the cliff, Alysen. Can you feel it? I can. I'm just so not cool the way we're running things. And cool is a word from the 70s and 80s, and Fonzie, I know, and I'm old, and it should be cooler than this.
When the stakes are high at the Minnesota Capitol, you need more than a lobbyist. You need a partner. At Momentum Advocacy, we bring nearly 90 years of combined experience in government relations, public affairs, and strategic communications. From nonprofits to national corporations, we help organizations navigate Minnesota's political landscape with integrity, insight, and results. Whether you need legislative champions or headlines, Momentum Advocacy delivers. For more, visit momentum-advocacy.com. Momentum Advocacy, your friends at the Capitol.
Think about it. A famous politician once said, "You're entitled to your opinion, but you are not entitled to your own facts." But in a world full of AI and fake news, where can Minnesotans find the facts? Center of the American Experiment is Minnesota's go-to source for fact-based analysis and common sense solutions for taxes, energy, public safety, and our kids' education. Visit AmericanExperiment.org for more information. Think About It is brought to you by Center of the American Experiment, Minnesota's think tank.
talk amongst friends. The Al Travis Show. Nothing but talk.
I give Alysen Nesse the ability to redeem herself and pull me back from the cliff on these next two little bits that came out today. Because you'll tell me that just makes perfect sense, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. Some of the details came out at the House Fraud Prevention Committee meeting yesterday about autism centers. This is for word. State workers were not legally allowed to make unannounced site visits because the autism centers were not required to be licensed anyway. So since we said you needed a license, of the 500 autism centers that we had gotten money from the state of Minnesota, do you know how many autism centers applied for that license? Out of 500? Six.
Okay.
6. Because we didn't put in law they needed license, we couldn't go check to see if they had a license or kids or anything else. Mm-hmm. We're 12-year-olds writing these laws. Okay, I'm going to give you the other one, and then you can take me off the ledge, please.
Okay.
The other one, from Human Services, Children's, Youth, and Family Departments. Mm-hmm. They were not allowed to disclose an investigation into possible overpayments or withholding of payments if the commission determined that would compromise an investigation into fraud. Mm-hmm. Well, that makes sense, except if you're frauding the state, you know it. We don't want them to think we know they committed fraud. Why? So they'll stop frauding? That makes no sense. I don't want to tell my kids I think they're stealing the cookies because that'll let them know I think they're stealing the cookies. Alysen, off the cliff, please. Neither of those make sense to me.
All right. Let's talk about this. I am not defending at all.
I know. Just get me off the cliff.
I am not. But I also know people, when things get passed, they probably, we always talk about overregulation, all this red tape. And when you try to, make things easier, more accessible to start a business, but when that business is based off of MA payments or public payments, it should be harder. It should be harder to do. I hear you. But I think, this pendulum swung in the wrong direction to try to make starting a business easier and more accessible, but it didn't come with enough guardrails, period. So that's...
So my point is, okay, you and I both agree. Both sides, this is, and only 6 of 500 even think they can qualify to get the license as far as we can tell because they want to get paid. Mm-hmm. How fast should it take a committee to pass a few decent rules, like licensure, that changed that program in a heartbeat, and then get this passed? I'm telling you, you and I, we sit at a bar, have a beverage, we're putting out rules like this, pass it, vote on it, and get her done, and this will be better.
Yep, no. Al and Al. And to your
am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Okay, good. I love you. I don't hear that enough. Sorry, you were saying about the second one.
Oh, about tipping off
the bad guys.
I mean, that's just kind of standard law enforcement practices from the FBI down. Like, that's not just state of Minnesota. If someone's running an operation with fraud in it, they don't stop it right away because then it might compromise the integrity of the investigation and screw the whole thing up. So I know it feels ass backwards. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah, but that is kind of how law enforcement works. I get it. It doesn't make sense. But it has to stand up in court.
No, I got it. And if you falsely do one payment and you cash a check, we should be able to find your butt guilty. But we're going to take, 90 days? How many law enforcement do we need? Because if you're looking at 496 autism centers that might have been fraudulent, we're just going to keep making payments because we don't want them to sneak away and hide the money. There's got to be a better way. And this idea that we're going to let the fraudsters know we're looking at them, good. I want it to stop. I want to stop tomorrow. I'm sorry we disagree on that. I don't know if I'm off the ledge yet. Today's stuff, I'm just happy 60% of Americans are with me. I think you're with me, but not as in depth. You agree things aren't exactly going the right way. Yeah, thank you.
But yes.
Because I'm ready to yell at the moon. Alysen, folks don't know this. I'm going to share it. I had a guest have to back out early this morning. I found out about late yesterday afternoon. I texted you and you said, I'll make it work. You're on the way to the office. I thank you so much.
Absolutely.
You are the best.
Thanks for having me on.
Alysen Nesse on the Al Travis Show.
You need a friend at the Capitol.